Most of you know me as a former state committeeman of the Republican Party, and I think we need to improve the Republican Party by a great degree. Mr. Gibson, I'd like to ask you as a state senator, when you voted for the largest tax increase in Ohio history, you do reference yourself as a watchdog of the treasurer, and I'd like to ask you, were you acting as a watchdog of the treasurer when you did vote for that highest tax thing at that time?
Okay, well, to put this in a little bit of perspective, in 2003, it was the Republicans and right, and we were trying to balance the budget. I was not in the Finance Committee. I worked on my own to try to find more cuts. And I went to the Speaker and I said, we got to find more cuts. And he said, we don't have any more cuts. We got to do this. And it was 1 cent temporary penny increase in the sales tax. And when I told him, I said, I have serious problems with this. I went to Larry Housel, who was the Speaker, and I said, I don't want to vote for this. And he said, you've got to vote for this. And he said, and I said to him, I said, well, if we can cut income taxes in the future and also control spending, maybe you can convince me to vote for it. And that's the deal we kind of cut. We did control spending the next couple of years. We had a flat budget in spending. This was in 2003 after the recession that just happened. Revenues were down with 9/11 and Enron and all that. And then nobody talks about what I did after that. I helped draft the largest tax cut in Ohio history. We cut the individual income tax by 21%. And also eliminated two very burdensome taxes on business, the tangible personal property tax and the franchise tax. And the problem we have in Ohio, I like to say it was a good start. The problem we have in Ohio, we have local tax burden too, and that's what's really knocking us in the teeth, being competitive with other states. And I've also sponsored bills in the past to repeal the death tax, the estate tax, and I'm a strong proponent of eliminating the income tax over a 10-year period. I actually introduced that bill a couple years ago, but it's going nowhere. So I think the temporary sales tax was not a good idea at the time, and in hindsight. But I think what we did, we controlled spending, and we also worked to eliminate taxes that were more burdensome on our economic future.
As a follow-up, thank you. As a follow-up to that question, I'd like to also ask, because rumors are very ugly and they do affect the people in serious, serious ways. Mr. Gibbs, I'd like to ask about a serious rumor that I was saddened by when I walked in here tonight, and that was the rumor that you have intentionally gone out of your way, or at least people who have supported your campaign have harmed two of the candidates who are sitting at the same table you are. And I'd like you to address that rumor and what that was all about.
What was the rumor?
The rumor was that your people who supported you have gotten rid of the campaign manager, Mr. Daley, and have hindered the contributions specifically for Ms. Mall?
Nobody that works in my campaign team has done any such, to my knowledge. And it was brought to my attention that there might be some people in Washington, D.C. doing that, and I instructed my campaign people to tell people in Washington, D.C. that we don't need that kind of help. And I have really control over some people that do things, wherever they're doing that. But I do not condone that. And I've been out working really hard since late August to raise money and get support. My commitment is I'm going to take tax base out and get Congress taken back by conservatives, and so we need to work in January to get this economy back going and get back to work.
So the rumor is that people in Ohio have done that, supporting your campaign, not in Washington. Thank you very much, because I do agree with you that we should not have that.
Kay Weiner.
Well, Mr. Gibbs, I'm back to follow up these questions. When you voted for the tax increase, you said at the last debate, and I listened to it, and I heard you say that you were pressured. Who specifically pressured you, sir?
Well, that's leadership. That's power of leadership.
That's power of leadership. Now, sir, you're also saying that this is going to be you're going to go around again, and you will not be empowered by the leadership?
I think there's a learning experience there, ma'am. You learn things in life, and it was the whole Republican team that was doing that. And you get into the legislature, you learn things, and you got to learn to say no. And I think my commitment after that experience, I'm a stronger person to stand up for this leadership. And I have stand up for leadership in some other issues since then.
You also said you were asked to run for this seat. Was it the same people pressuring you to do this?
If I said I was asked to run for the seat, I misspoke. I was not asked to run for the seat. I actually, towards the end of August, I was, woke up a few times at night thinking about the direction this country is headed on, and our representative is not representing us. And what I did, I called up a couple other people and my colleagues and asked them if they were interested in running, because I wanted to get Zach's base out, and they said they were. And I said, well, I think I'm going to do it then. Nobody asked me to run. Matter of fact, most of my colleagues didn't think I lived in the 18th district.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Charles West.
Hi. This question is just for one or two people who might be knowledgeable. I'm interested in knowing what any of you are doing about USEC, the atomic plant in Piketon, Ohio. The government sent me to school for 6 months to train for certain jobs down there that you have to have this college. And they had a government loan guarantee turned down in August and said they would be back in February after USEC had done some more work that they wanted them to complete. And I'd like to know if anybody knows what's going on right there, if they're going to get these jobs or not.
I don't know if we're going to put a jobs or not, but your senator, state senator, John Kerry, has been working on that, and I know he sponsored some resolutions in the Ohio Senate, which I co-sponsored with him. And I think we definitely need to get that facility, going what they want to do. And I think the whole energy issue, nuclear power, we need a whole portfolio of different sources of energy. And the worst thing we can do is what the Obama administration wants to do and limit our energy and raise costs, and that will limit our economic activity here in the United States and kill more jobs and shift wealth overseas. And so I've been working with John Kerry, state senator, to do what we need to do down there, but it's really in the hands of the federal government.
And clearly that plan, it needs to be a priority. Those jobs are a priority for this part of the district. I met with the Jackson Economic Board. That was one of the things we discussed. Right now we're candidates, so, as a candidate, I'm not able to do anything, but that would be a priority because, as I said, jobs and the economy are the #1 issue for this district. And for this region, that particular plan is particularly important and needs to be a priority.
It shouldn't surprise us that the government promised money and they didn't give it. You can't really trust the government on that issue. But since you brought up energy, is really a huge key not only to our security but to our economy. If we eliminated the federal regulations that prevent companies from building power plants, my dad lives in California. You remember a few years ago they had all the blackouts, the rolling blackouts? Well, the solution was to let Mexico build a bunch of power plants on the border and then pipe electricity into California. That to me does not make sense. We could be opening power plants, electric plants, gas plants, oil refineries here in the United States. It would create good paying jobs, and it would help us on our energy costs, and it would also make us more secure. It seems to me, it just seems like a no-brainer. But I don't think the federal government's the solution. Let's get the federal government out of the way so that we, the people, can use some common sense to get that done.